The Big Fight is a unique Asterix film, not because it is an adaptation of two Asterix comics. No, there are a couple of other films which have done that. It is unique because it has two English variations, one done by a cast of British actors and one done by a cast of American actors. I assume the American dub was produced to try and increase Asterix's popularity in the USA. But when the film was re-released on VHS and later DVD, the American version was sold in UK shops, and the British dub was essentially abandoned by its producers. Gone but not forgotten, particularly by those who either watch the British version on television, like I did, or have a copy of the original 1989 VHS, like I have. And even fans who didn't know about the British dub found the American one to be out of place within the collection of other Asterix films. But why? Wait and see. Now, in my review of the film itself, I went into extreme divulgement about the cast in the British dub, so it is only fair that I do the same for the American dub. But don't worry, I assure you this will be the last time I go into such unnecessary detail. Perhaps. Henry Winkler, most famous for his appearance in the show that had one of the most catchy theme tunes of all time, in which he played one of the most iconic characters of all time, voiced Asterix. Rossi Grier, who was more of a football player than an actor, voiced Obelix. Or Obelix, as our friends across the pond pronounce it. And as you probably noticed, Rossi is in fact black. Now, far be it from me to imply that they deliberately cast a black actor to play a character known for being fat and stupid.
I think so, ma'am.
Veteran voice actress Lucille Bliss presumably took a day off from voicing Smurfette to play Impedimenta. But now for the purpose of this video, and yes, I like to think this video has one. Is the American dub superior to the British dub? Let's take a look. We shall start off with a joke I could have made in the last review.
Nichols, attack! Obelix, get out the whip!
Give my regards to Caesar. He's so cute in his little dress, huh?
Give our regards to Caesar. He's so cute in his little dress. A fair warning, viewers, during this review I get a little bitchy.
Why do we call them the Romans?
Because those guys are roaming all over the place.
Okay, the Asterix books were notorious for using puns in its humour. Personally, I like puns, but that one was really scraping the bottom of the cauldron. God, I suck.
Bonjour, Vitamix.
Did Obelix just call Getafix Vitamix?
Oh, Vitamix, will you make us some more of the vitamin potion?
The changing of some of the characters' names does not really aggravate me as much as you may think it would. One, because the characters' names cannot really be taken from their original language, as they themselves are a play on words that only French people will understand. Two, because in the first Asterix film back in 1967, the translators called Vital Statistics Tonobrix and Cacophonix stop the musics. And three, one of the first lines in the American dub is...
Give my regards to Caesar. He's so cute in his little dress.
I think that sets the tone for what we are in for. What I am interested in is if the translators of this film did not know the characters' names had been established in the books, and if they just thought, fuck it, I want him to be called Frank Sinatrix. Also, if you stop to think about it, Getafix's name is... yes, not really child-friendly if you're old enough to know what it's referencing. Drugs! On the other hand, I have a small birthmark. But seriously though, American dub, why stop there? Why not call Asterix Heroics? Why not call Obelix...
Obelix!
Moving on. Now that we have been introduced to our protagonists, it is time to meet our antagonists. Gee, I sure hope they've been handled with care so I don't have to talk about them.
Mamma mia! What's going on here?
Bossa Nova, sir, we were ambushed by two bulls.
Oh no, now I have to talk about them. The Romans speak with Italian accents, except for the sergeant. This does not annoy me as, well, they are supposed to be Italian. What does annoy me is that by this logic, why don't the villagers speak with French accents? Either do it both ways or not at all. As for the centurion's name, Bossa Nova is just another dumb pun. But what does partially bother me is the fact that at times Bossa Nova seems to be the character's rank rather than his name. Anyway, story time! The nearby Roman soldiers decide that since the thing that keeps the villagers invincible is Getafix, I'm not calling him Vitamix, a Roman patrol heads to the forest to capture him.
Meanwhile, deep in the mysterious woods outside the enemy Roman camp.
And here we have another bug Asterix fans have up their arses about the American dub. The narrator. Now, the Asterix books themselves contained narration, as do all comic books, sometimes just to inform us of the location or the passage of time, and sometimes a paragraph that most children won't actually bother to read. As I pointed out in the last video, this film contains dozens of moments where either the characters aren't saying anything, or the action is a panning shot through the forest, and usually with only animal noises providing sound. This is fine in its own right, as it helps create mood and atmosphere, but in a children's film it can seem awkwardly dull. Like Bambi. Thus, the producers of the American dub added a narrator to provide full-blown exposition, doused in puns of course.
He's about to have a very rocky day.
Because he gets hit by a large rock. What is this, the Flintstones?
I've got a little notion in my head to make my secret potion.
I doubt you noticed this earlier, since I was so busy moaning about the characters' name variations, but this is supposed to be Getafix's voice before he loses his mind.
Oh, those Romans, what a stupid, ugly bunch.
Not only is he the only character speaking with a French accent, which makes no sense, shut up, but he sounds like a deranged old man, not a wise druid.
Wizard! Wizard! Wizard!
Can you imagine if Gandalf or Dumbledore sounded like that?
Professor? Is this all real?
Can't you guess, fortune teller? I've got a little notion in my head to make my secret potion. Ooh.
So the Roman soldiers grab Getafix, but luckily Asterix and Obelix are... Wait. What? Glue up? But that's in the French... Okay, stop! That 30-second sequence contained the American, French, and British dub all out of sync.
And so it was that Obelix, who was always fond of big rocks, came to be history's first rocket launcher.
A rocket launcher. Obelix is a rocket launcher. That doesn't... You have the item of rock and the verb of throwing, launching, if you will. Where does the et part come in? Well, I suppose it being set in France, they could be thinking of the word et, which means and. So, actually, I suppose...
What's wrong? I scared off the Romans, didn't I?
Absolutely. But how do you suppose the wizard feels?
Sleepy?
Sleepy indeed. Vitamix the wizard never slept so long in all his wizardly life.
Shut the fuck up!
I swear, Chief, he was only a tiny little rocket.
Wait, in this Dubs universe, Menhirs are actually called rockets? I am once again displeased by this.
How are you feeling, Vitamix?
Oh, just fine.
Vitamix sounds like a mentally defected old hag. He must be okay. Oh, no, wait, his eye colour is yellow. He's gone insane.
I'm so glad to see you well again, Vitamix.
Oh, Obelix, you dumb lump of shit.
Let me sing for him. He's bound to remember my talent.
And thankfully, the film's signature song has been untouched. Actually, I have the producer's original dub of this film, and this is the song they actually wanted to play. If you didn't find that funny, then I have failed. Oh well, I tried.
We've got to do something before the Romans find out.
Extreme cameo by Snagglepuss.
Exit! Stage left!
Meanwhile, the Roman patrol is reporting why they are -1 druid.
What person over there hit a big rocket and a launcher?
A rocket!
I'm glad to see Bossa Nova shares my exasperation.
Rockets will be invented by the Germans and not by the French.
No. You don't know what rockets are, or that they will be invented. You don't know that Germans will be called Germans, because back then, they were called Goths! God damn it, film! You are without respect for your source material, and you are without humour.
Should we go back inside, sir?
No, let's stand here until someone invents the umbrella. The sky is falling! The sky is falling!
The sky is falling!
The Gauls of the village were not only super strong, but also superstitious.
Dear American version of David Attenborough. I hate you. Kindest regards, Jeffrey.
If Vitamix had not gone deaf, I know he could save us.
Getafix has gone mad, not deaf. First line from Smurfette, I mean Impedimenta, and she's already cocked things up.
I tell you, the sky is falling on our heads!
Crazy old Jewish man, what are you doing here? A traveller named Prolix enters the hut, and based on his appearance and the music playing, I'd say he is definitely not a villain. I wonder if I'd suit a wolfskin coat, if only I wasn't so damn short.
I knew I would be caught in this storm, and I knew you would welcome me into your hut. And I knew I could count on your hospitality. But... How could you know all that? Because I see the future. The future?
Give me a break.
My sentiments exactly, Asterix. The change is understandable, since soothsayer is not a word people use to describe, well, fortune tellers anymore. But that is a word they used back in the Roman era, and this is when the film is supposed to be set. And I picked up what the term soothsayer meant when I was a child. Give your audience's intelligence some credit.
Can't you see? This man is a fake. He's a phony. It's ridiculous.
It's safer to believe the fortune teller.
Your fish are not very fresh.
What do you mean they're not fresh?
They stink!
That moment makes about as much sense in any language.
Hey, fish sticks, now that we're done reading your little fish.
Fish sticks! It's a double pun! Fish sticks! Fish stinks!
Why, you... Oh, my fish stink, yeah! But not that you...
The sun will come out.
Wait, what?
The sun will come out still.
They added a random line from the British dub. A line that has no fucking reference to this moment. Why? So, Prolix brings the fight to an end by pointing out the storm has ended just as he predicted.
It was the kid that...
Good riddance. If there's one thing I hate, it's a fishy fortune teller.
And now we hit what film theorists like to call the second act, as Asterix and...
Chief Bombastics.
whatever try to help Getfix get his memory back by concocting potions. Okay, I don't know which language they are stealing most of Getfix's laughs from, but they sure as hell are not being done by the American actor.
Asterix, tell him not to laugh at me. A wizard or no wizard.
You rat man, he ain't no wizard. Fool.
I'll put this pot right on his head.
Stop, Obelix. Look. Remember, you tried that already with the rocket.
A rocket!
Well, I definitely know where they got this version of laughter. It's the damn British dub again. Did no one care about the clear difference in voices? Hey geniuses, that'll confuse the kids more than Soothsayer and Unhygienics would. Oh, I forgot I could be making fun of Italian stereotypes right now.
Well now, while Asterix, Obelix, and Chief Bombastix encouraged the wizard in his explosive search, the mysterious Prolix was in a bit of a jam. He seemed to have more up his sleeve than he did in the bag.
Please stop talking.
Mr. Fortune Teller! Mr. Fortune Teller! Prolix? Oh, wait for me, Prolix!
So Impedimenta, who in the American dub is called Bonnemin, which is actually the character's name in France, convinces Prolix to stay near the village so she and the other gullible villagers can hear about their futures whenever they like.
Tell me, what does the future hold for me?
You will not need to spend the rest of your life in this rotten little village.
Oh my, perhaps my rich brother will make us partners with him in Paris.
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, back at Ground Zero...
Too soon. But doesn't it go boom? Perhaps it's going to work.
Right, and I'm the Easter Bunny.
Asterix decides they need a Roman soldier to see if the potion is safe to drink. And speaking of the Romans...
The platoon is returned.
Hey, busting over the goals, they making a lot of noise.
Nobody fights with a cookie in the pots.
If we stay here, maybe the girls will leave us in peace.
Come out of there now.
No!
Get out, or we'll make you an offer you cannot refuse. I suck so bad at accents I don't even have one.
I then order. I then order you to be cooked alive in that pot.
I am a Roman.
Very good. We make a noodles Roman.
But you need noodles for that.
The lead legionary in this film is called Noodles. I knew that, and I still couldn't work out what they were saying. Yeah, this sequence is another one of the film's well that happened moments, and one which I neglected to mention in the British dub review. Although unlike the fish ventriloquism bit, the boiling of the soldier scene does take place in the book. My guess is René Goscinny had an extra 2 pages to fill.
Alright, I'm coming out.
That's very wise, Sergeant Noodles. I knew you'd see my pot.
Reminds me of the time an animator almost drew a penis only visible for 1 frame in the Asterix film made after this one. Only that time, they actually drew one. At this point in the film, I'm used to hearing different versions of the same joke.
Well, luckily, the future is better than it smells.
The prediction was not too fresh, I agree.
But this next one is the only time the line was said exactly the same.
Ouch! I heard getting back to your roots, but this is ridiculous.
Finding your roots is one thing, but this is ridiculous.
Except for the Italian accent, of course.
Oh no! Shoo! Shoo!
In the last video, I pointed out how I find this owl that follows the legionary everywhere annoying. But fortunately, in the American dub, I have a distraction for that. Noodles is much, much more annoying.
Why does everyone keep taking all of these goodies into the woods? I'm going to be finding out and be the biggest hero in all of Rome.
Hey jackass, you might want to keep your mouth shut during your spy mission, otherwise...
Mamma mia!
That will happen.
Go away, nice dog, please!
Oh yes, your suffering brings me joy.
What do you know, Asterix? These crazy Romans are branching out all over the place.
Not only was that sentence amusing, but it gets a bonus point for having Obelix describe the Romans as being crazy. Take that, British dub.
We just want you to taste the soup.
The soup? That's all.
I think it needs a little work.
Is it meant to do this?
No. Point to the British dub, I'm afraid.
Oh, just get on with it.
You cheeky bugger.
Don't worry there, Mr. Roman. We're still working on the recipe.
And by that, I mean Vitamix stirred it a few times. I'm sure that'll cause drastic changes.
Oh!
I thought the Romans said they would stop inflation.
Promises, promises.
God damn it, American dub, stop giving me an occasional laugh.
Oh, yeah!
Raindrops are falling on my head.
How do you feel, little Roman?
Fine. A little lightheaded. Very lightheaded. Really lightheaded. Somebody catch me!
Never mind the weightlessness. What happened to his voice? Unnecessary audio tampering. Away! What's this? A quiet moment left in? No narrator filling us in with puns? Don't worry, children. I'll fix this.
A legend is sung of when England was young, and knights were brave and bold.
We don't got no Air Force. Get down from there.
You should not know what an Air Force is because airplanes do not exist yet. Oh great, now the sergeant is stealing his voice from another dub too.
Hey, geriatrics! Where are you going?
I'm just going for a walk in the forest.
You people left Geriatrix's name alone? Was old Dix thought to be a touch improper?
What is going on in that forest? Obelix, you guard the wizard.
By the way, about 20 minutes into the film, the actors started pronouncing Obelix's name correctly. No need to redo it, no one will notice. Oh wait, I did. £50. So Asterix discovers that his fellow villagers have been going into the forest to sacrifice goats. I mean, making things very cozy for someone special. Seriously, look at that animation. What the fuck? As the audience knows, the special someone was Prolix, who is absent due to being arrested by the Romans for trespassing.
A prisoner from Gaul? What's the matter for you?
It's not alike. The only reason we are here is to arrest the Gauls.
So you are a fortune teller from Gaul. I foresee that you will be promoted and achieve great plans. Unfortunately for you, we are under orders to place all Gaulish fortune tellers under arrest. What? What? Well, in that case, no more joking. I mean, I'm not a fortune teller. That was just a little joke. Actually, I'm a bit of a rascal.
Holy hand grenades. Here is another thing I genuinely like about the American dub. When Prolix starts to admit that he can't really see into the future, his manner of speaking changes from being very grand and proud into being very cowardly. Ron Moody, in the British dub, did this to a degree, but frankly both sides of the character sounded quite similar. The actor voicing Prolix in the American dub completely alters the performance, which is overall a lot funnier.
I'm gonna give you a little test.
Heads or tails?
And here's something else I left out of the British dub review. The Centurion flips a coin to see if Prolix can predict the future. The old man chooses neither heads nor tails, and this is exactly what the end result is. This all leads to Prolix's desperate plea for logic to be considered.
If I were a real soothsayer, wouldn't I have known how the coin had fallen? I'd have predicted either heads or tails.
I used the British version for that example because despite my previous praise, the line spoken in the American dub does not seem to make sense.
If I was a real fortune teller, I would have known that the coin would land on its side and I'd have said tails so you wouldn't arrest me.
But you didn't say tails.
Neither.
I say something negative, and it gradually gets better. I say something positive, and it makes a blunder. I can't win. At the village, everyone has assumed that Asterix chased the fortune teller away.
It's dangerous to anger a fortune teller.
Hey!
Prolix soon shows up and delivers unto the Gauls a proclamation from the gods. Allegedly.
Flee! Get away before it's too late!
Oh, like you wouldn't have added a fart joke if you were editing this.
I will not stay another minute in this doomed village. Let's go to Paris, please.
You stupid woman!
And so it was. The Romans struck their single greatest victory against the Gauls.
Oh, Mr. Narrator, you came back. Joy. Dissolve the flowers into the background because we can't be bothered to animate them. Away! So it was those naughty Romans who sent Prolix to scare the villagers into leaving. Why the hell didn't he take that opportunity to run away?
But you promised to let me go free! No. I'm first gonna check to make sure the Gauls village is cleared. I knew it. I'll bet. Oh no, that's not what I meant. I didn't know at all.
Not sure where the Centurion is going since this is his tent and they don't invade the village till the next morning. While the wind blows the smell of Getafix's potion towards the village, the Romans are still arguing about Prolix's supernatural abilities.
He's a real fortune teller, and as he said, you will be promoted.
But it's not true. I told you it's not true. What do you mean? Are you saying now you think I'm not going to receive my promotion? Yes, you will get a promotion.
So we arrest him?
Shut up in your face.
I'm a fake. Remember I predicted a curse on the air of the village.
But Getafix's potion is effectively a giant stink bomb. And why isn't it affecting Asterix or Obelix? Why? Ancient Gaulish clothes pegs, of course. No.
This is the end, but I swear I'm as mystified as everyone. I'm completely innocent.
Okay, why are they using the British dub, the cheap bastards, etc.? In my previous review of this film, I pointed out that during this sequence, Ron Moody just sort of rambles on, saying sentences referring to the fact that he is baffled. What I did not point out was that the translators had nothing to work with, as in the French dub, Prolix just repeats "C'est pas possible" over and over again.
C'est pas possible, c'est pas possible. C'est pas possible.
I'm such a wealth of information. Back on the beach, Getfix's potion has gone haywire.
Obelix!
Asterix!
Well, he's dead.
And to think it's all because I threw that stupid little rock.
Don't you fucking dare. Getfix drinks some toxic waste, has the same reaction most people who try toxic waste have, and boom, he's back to normal.
Asterix! Asterix!
Asterix? You called me Asterix!
Asterix!
Vitamix! You're cured! Whoa! Obelix? Obelix? Did you throw this rock on Vitamix?
No.
Oh!
Could you continue your discussion after you get me out from under this rock?
Oh, Vitamix, are you still cured? I can't tell if you are or not, 'cause you still sound like a senile old coot. Oh, it's okay, because your eye color is white again. Hooray! Meanwhile, the Romans have returned to their camp. The sergeant doesn't see why Bossa Nova thinks the mission was a success, since they had to leave. Was he expecting them to stay in the village for the rest of their lives or something? I didn't see anyone carrying any suitcases.
The Easter Bunny. With your predictions and advice,
I am a fortune teller.
I could go very far.
Looks like I'm a fortune teller.
Maybe I'll even replace Caesar.
Oh, I'm sorry. The kids of today want to know who Caesar is. Connie. Then Vitamix bursts into the joint and says, "Prolix, you ain't a real fortune teller, fool." And Prolix says, "You're right, I ain't." And Vitamix is all like, "Ha ha, tricked you. My bitches is gonna kick your ass now." And Prolix be saying, "Fuck you, man. Your voice is stupid and unfitting to the character you was supposed to be." Word. During the fight, half a title drop. An ambassador that Bossa Nova sent for to witness that the Gauls had fled the area arrives just in time to get his arse kicked.
A pleasure to meet you, but don't stop running!
Excuse me, sir.
Victory.
But wait, what happened to the soothsayer?
And then the film plays the old screw the audience card by making us think the Menhir is going to hit Dogmatics, but it smacks Prolix on the head instead. The flaw in this is we never see Dogmatics for the rest of the film to show he is safe, so for all we know that rock could have flattened him.
But it's not my fault. There was this phony fortune teller.
Shut up!
Before leaving, Mr. Fancy Pants demotes Bossa Nova to a soldier, because apparently he has the authority to do so.
So I'm gonna be promoted, am I? Opzione, arrest this impostor!
Oh. The sergeant is actually called Optio, which is what his authentic rank would have been during the Roman era. Good job, American dub. Good job.
I will not take orders from some low-ranking legionnaire!
So Bossa Nova gets his comeuppance, the sergeant gets his own back, Prolix is now mentally ill, and Noodles is free to fly through the sky with his little owl friend. And the occupants of the little Gaulish village end their adventure by eating, drinking, and being merry. Except for Obelix. Because it wouldn't make any sense for the character known for always wanting to eat to be seen eating. And then as the credits roll, the American dub gives us a final slap in the face.
German. The credits from fucking... Why are they in German? It's American! Fuck! Fucking...
So that was the American dub of Asterix et le Coup du Menhir. Let's talk about the British dub. I feel that for every 2 things the British dub did right, they did something wrong. Some of the dialogue can be really amusing at times.
But I have already been through that at least twice and it's boring.
But sometimes lines are stepped over by presumably ad-libs which can affect the pacing and has to be done with care in a cartoon.
I told you I'm a liar.
Yes.
It's true.
Practically all the cast is well suited, with the possible exception of the lead. Bill Oddie's voice doesn't quite fit as Asterix when compared to other actors who have voiced the character. As for the American dub, it's not that bad. You probably noticed that I became a lot less aggravated with this film as it settled into its second half, partly because I had already moaned about its overall problems at the beginning, but mainly because, to tell the truth, it gets better as it goes on. I can just about get past the characters' name changes and the pun-coated narrator, but a big problem with this version for me is that every time a character had to laugh or scream, they would use audio from another language, and sometimes odd bits of dialogue from the British dub would be tossed into the soundtrack. Which leads one to believe that it was cheaply made and therefore an inferior product. That being said, the picture and sound quality in the British dub is notably poorer by comparison. But when all is said and done, I will still pick the British dub as being the superior version. Besides the French one, of course. If you are a fan of the live-action Asterix and Cleopatra film, which is the closest thing the Asterix franchise has come to being a self-parody / pure comedy, then you will enjoy the American version. This is Jeffrey with a moustache saying that this is Jeffrey with a moustache.